Hey guys, Dr. Greg here. In this video, we're going to talk about castor oil packs. And what you need to know is castor oil has been used for millennia as a healing tool. The cool thing about it is you can do it at home, it's super cheap, and respectfully, it's quite effective. The two main ingredients are castor oil. And you need to find an organic castor oil. This is one of the purest forms of castor oil. You're gonna be putting it on your body, it's gonna be absorbed by your body, so make sure you've got a good form of castor oil. The second thing is an organic piece of flannel. And this is what actually is gonna take the castor oil and be applied directly to your body. I use a bowl because when I put the castor oil on the flannel, I kind of mix it up inside the bowl. Yes, it is oil, and if given the possibility, it will make a mess. So you always want to kind of keep things tied in. We do have saran wrap or a plastic wrap. And why this? There's a couple reasons for this. We want to be able to keep the heat of the body around the affected area. The second reason for saran wrap is it keeps the mess away. Obviously, again, this is oil, and if it's on, make sure if you're wearing clothes that you have clothes, if they get oil on them, it doesn't come out, or your couch or your bed or whatever you're using. The next thing is depending upon what type of a heat source you're going to use, sometimes you can put like a towel over the heat source, or sometimes using a heat source that doesn't need a barrier. Kind of depends upon what you use. So we have here a corn bag. It's actually a bag with organic corn in it that's all stitched together, and you can warm that up either in the oven or the microwave. Don't put it too long or you'll have popcorn. Or one of my favorite things, this is actually an infrared mat. So this is a mat that has middle, near, far infrared therapy. It also has red light therapy. It even has PEMF, which is called pulsed electromagnetic frequencies in it as well, which just makes this more effective. So those are the tools that you will need to do your first castor oil pack. All right, so you've got all your products for your castor oil pack, and now it's time to get the castor oil onto the flannel. I like to use a bowl for this, so I'll take my piece of flannel and I'll fold it up several times. I'll put it inside the bowl, and then about 2 tablespoons, give or take, of the castor oil. So you'll go and you'll put that onto the cloth. Now, this stuff is sticky, slimy, makes a mess. So that's why I like to use a bowl, so I can kind of just go ahead and get it worked into the cloth as good as I can. Take your time doing this because you do want as much of that oil distributed through the cloth as you possibly can. And then you want that obviously to be around the affected area of itself. So the cloth is ready, and now we're ready to apply it to the area. All right, now you've got your castor oil prepared, the flannel's ready, and it's now time to apply it to the body. Here's the thing. It can really be applied to most places. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna actually apply it to Grace's knee. And yes, there is actually a pretty cool musculoskeletal application of castor oil. Many times in the world of functional medicine, we'll go over like the liver, which is right below your right rib cage. Any place over your intestines, ladies, over your ovaries. It can literally be applied anywhere over your body. Now, there are times in your life where it's not appropriate to use castor oil. So if you are concerned, maybe it's pregnancy or cancer or menstruating or anything like that, just be on the safe side. Talk to your medical professional to see if it's an appropriate time or an appropriate application. Don't just think it can be used anytime, any place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this castor oil filled piece of flannel and we're gonna apply it over the knee. And in this case, I wanna cover the top of the knee. And now remember, we're gonna use the saran wrap to trap the heat in and also to protect your clothes, your couch, your bed, all of those things from the, what I just did right there, from the oil. Fantastic. So we're gonna trap it in, and then we're going to, remember, if you're gonna use a different heat source, you can then take like a cloth and come over the top, and then an elastic bandage. Elastic bandage works really well because it can actually secure and hold just a little bit of compression over the area. Now, if you're doing it like over your stomach or over your liver, you don't want to put too much compression. It's really just there to keep it from moving, okay? So we've got the compression on there, and then now we want to introduce our heat source. So remember, we talked about 2 different heat sources at the beginning of the video. We have the corn bag and we also have the infrared mat. So if it's the corn bag, you would just simply place this over the top, and now the magic gets to do its thing. So 20 minutes up to 60 minutes is optimal for castor oil to do its thing. So let's say that we've fast forwarded, we've done our 20 to 60 minute session. Respectfully, the heat probably won't keep in the bag that long, but keep it on there because it'll actually trap some of the heat. Again, the mat, so this is a mat that uses middle, near, and far infrared therapy. This can be on for 60 minutes. So kind of in the reverse order of how you applied the work, pull it off, toss your saran wrap. But what you don't have to do is you don't have to toss your flannel. It can actually be reused, you guys. And in some cases, people will wash it. Now, I will tell you right now, don't wash it with your favorite clothes, wash it by itself, but that piece of flannel can be used over and over and over again from that standpoint. So that is what it looks like to use castor oil packs for your health. All right, so why do we want to consider or use castor oil in our health journey? One of the things that we talk about in this practice, and I've talked about for decades now, is drainage. And what drainage simply is the way that God designed things to get out of your body. And what castor oil has the ability to do is actually penetrate your skin and go into areas like your gut or your liver or your lymphatic system and help with drainage and detoxification. And why we love castor oil packs is they're easy to use, they're cheap, and you don't need to go someplace to have somebody do it for you. You can do it on your own. You can kind of experiment with parts of your body that work the best, and we know that it's going to be an amazing tool in your toolbox.